Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Frugalisama. My name's Sam. This is where I talk about all things sewing, and today is the first day of Sew Frugal 24. So yes, Rowan and I from the Yorkshire Sew Girl have decided to run it for the 4th year running now. And if you've not heard of the challenge, then I'll just run through very quickly what the rules are. But we do have a question and answer video that Rowan and I did a couple of years ago now that will go into more depth. But briefly, Sew Frugal is about sewing from your stash. So you find a free pattern, and we've got 60 vloggers this year, or we've got more than 60 vloggers this year, talking about all the free patterns that they've found. You find a free pattern, you use fabric that you've already got from your stash, and that can comprise of just pure fabric, or maybe you've got an old duvet that you want to upcycle, or maybe you've got an old make that you might want to upcycle, or even some normal old clothes that you haven't made that you want to upcycle, but it must be something that you've already got in your stash. So you make that during the month of March, and then the reveal day is on Instagram. We can only do it on Instagram, that's the only way that we can do the reveal, and that is on the 31st of March. So like I say, if you want more details of the rules of the challenge, I'll put them up here whilst I'm talking. But yeah, if you want to go to that live video, that just answers any little queries that you've got. So what do we mean by a free pattern? So a free pattern is something that's freely available. The vloggers will be talking about things that are freely available to everybody. So we're going online and trying to find something to inspire you. Some might have a theme. Like for today, I'm going to be talking about a theme, but some people might be looking at children's clothes or maternity clothes or something like that. So there's going to be all sorts to inspire you, hopefully, throughout the month of March. I'm on first. This should be coming out on the 1st of March for you, along with Valerie, So What Valerie Sews. Tomorrow we have got, let me just check my little list, we have got Michelle from the Sewing Bunny, lovely Michelle, and also we've got Teresa from Lost My Thread. So 2 lovely vloggers that have been going a long time, and I'm sure they've got tons and tons of ideas. I will put the vlogger playlist at the end of this video so that you can have a note of everybody who's going to be coming up during the month of March. And I will also set up a playlist so that everybody's video will be within one playlist. And I've done that for the last couple of years as well. So if you want to go back and look at any of the previous vlogs, you can do. Right, so I was a little bit conflicted as to what my theme would be this year. I was going to do, originally I was going to do sort of easy patterns, for beginners. But on reflection, it's going to have to be something that I want to make, and whilst I'm quite open to making a beginner's pattern, I'm sort of got in mind 2 themes, 2 events that have got coming up that I need to sew for. I've got my niece's wedding in April that I need to make a dress for. However, I've already got plans of self-drafting something for that, and although self-drafting is perfectly acceptable within the challenge, I didn't think it'd be a very interesting video, me waffling on about how I'm going to draft this pattern. So my other thing that's coming up is a lovely trip to Seville in Spain in the middle of March. So I thought I'd have a look at some patterns that would be suitable for taking on a sightseeing trip. It's not going to be a seaside trip. We will be doing quite a lot of sightseeing. So we've got 4 days in Seville. We've got 2 days in Ronda, which is a beautiful, beautiful place in Spain. And then we are going to Malaga. Now, Malaga, I think, does have a beach, but it's not going to be a beach holiday. So we're not looking at shorts and T-shirts and swimsuits. I'm going to be looking at sort of easy to wear clothes that will sort of interchange with each other, simply because we're going hand luggage only. So I need, obviously, I need things that I can wear with other things. I'm not going on a cruise where I'll take about 40 dresses. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this trip. I've never been to Seville before, never been to Ronda before. So I've dug out some fabrics that I thought would go together. I'm not going to go through the entire contents of my suitcase because that would be a very long, boring video. And obviously I've got clothes that I've already made or I've already got that I can take on the trip. So I'm just going to look at 5 or 6 patterns that I think will work together, or work with my existing wardrobe at least. So first up is a little top that I found from a company called Made by Oranges. They've got about 3 or 4 free patterns on their website. Their patterns are actually extremely cheap anyway. And this is the Edith top, and I thought this would be perfect to wear in a sunny climate, because it's just got a cap sleeve. It's got a camp collar with a placket at the front, which has got fold over, like a fold over placket, quite long in length, so I can tuck it in, or I can wear it open. I can wear it out if I want. So yeah, this is called the Edith top. It's suitable for sort of woven fabric, so either a viscose or a cotton. And I've got this lovely cotton fabric here that I've dug out of my stash, which I'll show you. Just a plain white. I'm afraid all my fabrics that I've picked out are quite plain, just so that they will go with each other. But you can see, hopefully, that has got a little bit of a weave in it, fancy weave in it. So I've got enough fabric to do that. Did actually print this pattern out quite a while ago, so that's ready to go. I've got the fabric all washed, ready to go, so hopefully I'll be able to get that made up. So the details of this is it's a very limited instructions. These printed off the instructions actually. These are the instructions, no words, just diagrams. There are colours on the diagrams that will make it a little bit more explicit, but to my mind, I think I can follow that. I can certainly follow that. I've got enough experience to follow that. The sizing is European 34 to 52, which is a 32-inch bust to a 48-inch bust. So yeah, you can make it in a cotton or a viscose. And yeah, you've got your optional pockets at the breast there, so you can put those on or off. These patterns come in French, English, German and Dutch. So when you go to download the pattern, you must make sure that you've clicked on the correct language for you, otherwise you will get there are some written instructions and it'll all be in Dutch or German or French. If you don't, I think it automatically defaults to Dutch, so just be careful of that. The other thing to be careful of is that you've got to add your own seam allowances. But a positive of these patterns is that you can when you look at the pattern pieces if you just print it off as it is, they're sort of interlaid with each other. I think that's the right word. So like one pattern piece might be inside another pattern piece, but they give you the instructions of how to print off separate pattern pieces so that you can just cut them out and be ready to go. But don't forget to add your seam allowances. So along with the top then, I thought I'd have some trousers to wear with the top. And I've gone for the Cass wide-legged culottes, and that's from the Fabric Store. Now the Fabric Store, I've got tons and tons of free patterns. I've talked about them at length before. They've got quite a wide range, seam allowance, quite a wide sizing range with their patterns. These particular culottes go from a size 0 up to a size 30, which is a 35-inch hip up to a 58-inch hip. But they're elasticated. They are quite high-waisted elasticated, and quite easy really if you wanted a pair of shorts or something longer to either lengthen or shorten, I would have imagined. So yeah, the actual pattern is cropped, but you can lengthen it and shorten it quite easily if you want to. So although they are wide-legged, they're not an exaggerated wide leg like the Winslow culottes or something like that. They're a bit more slimline than that. They don't have the pleats and the extreme gathers at the waist. So yeah, I think these would be really nice and easy to wear, especially on an aeroplane. I don't like wearing jeans on aeroplanes because I get really bloated. And I think these will be really sort of nice and comfortable and adaptable. So for the fabric for that, Fabric Store designed for patterns just for linen. But I'm not making mine in linen. I've got this lovely pale blue cotton twill. And I think those culottes will be perfect in that. They've got a slight sheen to them. I think it's coming across more shiny on camera than they actually are. Not got that pattern printed off, but as you can see, I think these will go together quite nicely. I mean, blue and white, it's me, isn't it? Quite predictable. So that's the trousers. And then I found a little waistcoat pattern from Maison Fauve. This is a fairly new free pattern that's been brought out. The wide leg pants have been out quite a long time. But this Maison Fauve pattern came out January time. And when they brought it out, they actually had a little competition, which is closed now. And I printed it all off, hopefully to join in with the competition, but obviously too late for that. But perfect, I thought, just to smarten up a little outfit whilst you're on your holiday. All the images that they've got, or most of the images that they've got online, are of the model wearing it without a top underneath. I won't be doing that, not at my age. But I think, if you're younger or you're more confident than I am, then go for it. It's a fitted style, but there is enough room to put underneath the top. And I've got plenty of sort of 3/4 length tight tops that I could wear underneath it. So this, it's a bit more complex than the other patterns. So you've got some darts at the front, you've got an adjustable tab at the back, so you'll need some D-rings to make that adjustment, and then it's fully lined. There are faux welt pockets at the front, but they are optional actually. You could leave those off if you didn't fancy them. And if you're going to make a toile, they're suggesting that you leave those off as well. But the lining and the darts and what have you just make it a little bit more complex than the first two projects. That being said, I think the instructions are much more thorough than the other two projects as well. So you've got that on your side. So although Maison Fauve are a French company, they do print their instructions in English, and you've got the option to print that off as A0 or A4. The other two are just print at home, A4, US letter size. They're really nice. I think you can make it from remnants. The larger size, you only need 1 metre of fabric. So I've got this lovely wool. And again, blue, but navy blue this time. I'm just going to hold it up. Can you see it's like a very, very small check in it. And I think that'll go perfectly. And I've just got about 1 metre. I haven't got any lining fabric sorted for this. I will have some. I've got loads of lining fabric kicking about, but I haven't picked any out of my stash, but I've got loads of lining fabric. And I've also got D-rings in my stash as well. So I thought that'd be really nice to just smarten up, even if I wore a sort of a long white shirt underneath it with a pair of jeans or something. That'd be lovely. So that can be made in a linen, like a wool. They've even suggested a velvet, or if you've got a really nice jacquard fabric, something like that. Sizing on that one goes from European 34 to 52, which is an 80 centimetre bust, up to 122 centimetre bust, which is 122 centimetres. So it goes from 31.5 inch up to 48 inch bust, does that one. And if you print it at home, it's only 18 pages, so that's not too bad. So next up, I thought we'd look at a couple of dresses, so evening wear, but also casual for sort of, walking about and being nice and comfortable. So the one that I was really looking at was the Tiana's Closet Laillie dress. I printed this off last year as well, so I've got it all printed off and ready to go. And this looks like a really comfortable dress. So you've got your square neck, you've got like a half length sleeve, which is quite puffed, really loose fitting, with gathers around that square neck, around the bust line. So nothing too fitted, just nice and comfortable. And they're suggesting a cotton or a linen. I've got this. This is a cotton, and it might look black on the camera, but it is actually called a blue bath black. So it's like a really, really deep navy blue. And I thought that'd be really, really practical. I don't wear a lot of black, so I thought, but looking at the image, it looks really nice in the black. So yeah, I've got 3 meters of this, and it should be more than enough for that pattern. Tiana's Closet goes from 31.5 inch bust up to a 47 inch bust, a maximum 52 inch hips. There looks to be a lot of ease in this pattern, so I think that'd be really nice and relaxed. Nice for sort of walking about Seville, looking at all the lovely things. So I think you could easily make this into a top if you wanted to as well, if you had a nice draper linen. I think that'd be a nice top. I think that fabric itself might be a little bit too stiff for that, but yeah, that could be a nice idea. A close contender for this dress was one from Notches Patterns. I think they're a Dutch company, and this is the Odell dress and top. I'm not going to make this one, but I thought I'd just mention it because it's not that dissimilar. It's just got a more rounded neck rather than the square neck. It's got beautiful sleeves on this one, and they're more like a raglan sleeve with pleats on it. And that again, it's asking for something a little bit more structured, so you wouldn't want to be making it in a viscose. It's more like something like what I've just shown you, so that it would hold that sort of puffed sleeve. So I thought that was a close contender. Looks like they've got some really thorough instructions on that one. I've not sewn it before, but I have got it downloaded and ready to go. And I do think they've got some really nice, interesting ideas of making the sleeves in different colours. I thought that was a really nice idea. So if a top tip for this one as well, if you go to their website, and I will link everything down below, so don't worry about writing it all down, I'll link it all down below. If you go to their website and you just need to put in your email address, and they will send you a link, but once you put your email address in, they gave me 30% off all their other patterns, and they've got some nice patterns on there, so worth knowing. Top tip for you today. That goes from a 31.5 inch bust up to a 52 3/4 inch bust, and it's got about 3 3/8 inch ease at the bust. So yeah, I thought that was a really nice one to mention. Like I say, probably not going to make it, but I thought I'd just mention it. Right, so I also fancied a t-shirt, like a longish t-shirt dress. I think these are really nice and comfortable to wear when you're doing city breaks. I've already got one in a stripe, and I thought I'd like one in a plain fabric. So this is a new to me pattern company. I've never come across this before until I saw it this afternoon, and it's called Unfettered Patterns. And she's got some really nice patterns on there if you have a scroll through. But I thought this would be a nice casual relaxed t-shirt dress to wear. Loads of t-shirt dresses online, let's be fair, I've seen lots of them, but this is knee length and just nice and easy to chuck on and wear with your trainers or a denim jacket, you know, just make it nice and casual. I think it says you need 1.6 metres of fabric for this, and it needs to have 30 to 40% stretch with it. So yeah, it's a fairly limited size range, unfortunately, with it being a fairly new pattern company. So I've got two options for that. Blue again. I've got this nice, what kind of blue? That's like a denim blue, isn't it? I've got a t-shirt made in that colour, and then this cornflower blue. Let's go with cornflower blue. This one's got slightly more stretch, and I think this will be the best one for it. It's just it's not quite as thin as the other one. So yeah, it's looking for a jersey, this is a cotton jersey, and I've got 1.5 metres of it, so I think I should have enough. It says 1.6 metres on it, but I think I should have enough with that. So one thing you need to know with that last pattern is the instructions, there's just 5 instructions, and they are very, very limited. It is limited sizing and limited instructions on that last pattern that I've just mentioned on Unfettered Patterns. It goes from a 33 inch bust to a 47.5 inch bust, 50.5 inch hip. So yeah, that's my all blue wardrobe for Seville. What do you think? I think, you know, keeping with it when you wanted to take separates on holiday, keeping with a colour theme, and then just adding splashes of colour with either your accessories like a scarf or your bags and things like that. It keeps it easier for hand luggage. I'm pretty good at going hand luggage only now these days. I didn't used to be, but I am now. So that's it from me today, I think. I hope you will watch everybody else's videos. Like I say, I will put a playlist at the end for you so you know who's coming next. Don't forget to look out for Valerie's video today, and Teresa's and Michelle's. That's Sewing Bunny and Lost My Thread tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing what everybody makes in this challenge again. It's a busy time for Rowan and I, but we love seeing everybody's ideas. And if you want to share your ideas on Instagram, use Sew Frugal, hashtag Sew Frugal WIP or Sew Frugal 24 WIP. And if you want to, when you reveal on reveal day, don't forget to tag myself and Rowan because we might not see it, and use the hashtag Sew Frugal 24. Thank you so much for watching. I shall speak to you later. Bye.